Last night I took 2 hits of LSD combined with 1/4 of one stem of a Stropharia cubensis mushroom and sipped tea with 3 crushed organic seeds and half a lime squeezed into a small cup of water of baby woodrose seeds, so a little bit of tea. And for the next 4 hours, I explored and opened to a sense of what wanted to come through, of who I am and what this lifetime can be about. And it is and was one of the most beautiful doorways and openings in my life. Heart feeling full, love feeling rich and expansive. It's a truly rich doorway. I recorded it so that I had a 4-hour audio recording of the journey. I worked closely with my crystal friends and opened up to that experience. And the combination of listening to more than 100 hours of Terence McKenna on YouTube in recent months, and watching multiple documentaries on ayahuasca, and reading Food for the Gods and Acid Test and One River by Wade Davis. The combination of this context and watching a variety of different people talk about their experiences on psychedelics made it a very sacred experience for me. And I'm in a country where going through that sacred ritual is so threatening to the leadership, to the political leadership within my country, that I would be thrown in jail for experiencing a deeper sense of who I am, for experiencing true freedom, which is to step outside of the cultural boundary and in a very gentle way. No major hallucinogens, meaning there was no swirling lights and colors. More of a deeper opening and an intention to let the love that I know that is there to come through. This is a freedom to connect with the divine. And there are some circles where this is sacred and profound. But it is a sub-circle of even the psychedelic community where partying and drinking and phenomena are more interesting to many than this deeper sense of presence and who I am in this process. And as I come back from that experience, I'm left with the panic of my ego personality, the one that has to figure out how to bring some of these visions and dreams into reality. And so as I look at my current landscape job and see aspects of the toxicity within the client energy towards me, the toxicity within the city energy towards me, and realize that this is not a situation that is supporting me to become the person that I want to be. And yet, at the same time, it's also providing money to explore and money to explore and and give me the space to go to Thailand and my favorite beach, Nai Harn Beach in Phuket, Thailand, to move there. And so there's this balance. And then as I explore visions and dreams and possibilities, for example, the idea, I've been looking for a sacred place in the world where the government authority does not punish and kill the spirit and the bodies of its citizens for exploring who they are, exploring consciousness, exploring the divine within. And it does not seem to exist on the planet. You have certain places like Costa Rica, which are, which do not actively enforce and do not penalize use in certain things, but it's still illegal. And so there's no place where the rich exploration of loving consciousness for the purpose of healing is embraced on this planet. And so I wondered what would be involved in going out into international waters and exploring a world on a ship that is dedicated to scientific and kind consciousness explorations. So this, this is a beautiful idea. And yet the amount of paranoia, the amount of fear is such that even something as beautiful and legal as going about it in this way is vulnerable to the piracy, to the attack, to the illegal harassment, sabotage, and boarding by things like the United States CIA operatives who infiltrate a variety of groups for a variety of very bizarre reasons, and can easily introduce the poison, because it often just takes 2 or 3 drops of poison to effectively pollute an entire glass of crisp, freshly squeezed orange juice or drinking water. It's not, where there's certain terrains, and I think psychedelics and consciousness are one of those terrains where a little bit of poison can tarnish the glass. So I have a sense of what wants to come through, and it's beautiful. And I'm in this body that has lived with the weight and the pressure of pushing that back. One of the things that wants to live the most is giving on a world scale with scientific well-being applications and a sense of collaborating as a species through the gift and the power given to us by our phones, the same power that I'm using to film this video, the same power that I'm using to watch and listen to so many of the books that are opening my eyes, and to have an app that would just let that, energy start flowing with a focus on happiness data. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful to see that and see it come together in that way. The gap between that vision that wants to come through and who I am today, my fear, my tiredness, my own internal resistance, my fatigue, my coping patterns with trauma and various dis-ease, and just knowing how to step into that role is challenging. And it doesn't feel like me, the me that I know. And yet, it is the me that I am. And there's this tension. There's this tension to do what's familiar. And also the invitation, the challenge to step into grace.